All right. So we're looking at specifically rational functions. All right. So yeah, you were saying you were having issues with finding the domain, right? For the I.
Yes.
Okay. So I'll write the question here. It was part of the assignment I gave. All right. So I oh I determine the domain of, so it was each rational function. Then this one, sorry, this is the preamble. Then now the question comes. There were a lot of questions, but we are considering I. It says h of x is equal to 3x all over 2x squared plus 5. Okay, now we are looking at what satisfies this fraction. Like we're looking at what numbers when you put in this makes it make sense. Okay, now so all the time we try to set the denominator to 0 to see something. To see something. All right, so let's see. First of all, solution. We want to check if there is any number at all that would, that will make this not make sense. It will give math error on your calculator, or if you try to calculate it, cannot be calculated. We're looking at those numbers and we will exclude it from our domain. Aside that, any other thing is part of our domain. So let's see. So setting the denominator to 0 will be 2x squared plus 5, right? It's equal to 0. Now to solve this, it will be 2. This one is a quadratic. Let me check something. 1, 5. It's a quadratic. So we can solve by using any of the methods used to solve quadratic. So we can use factorization or okay. So it's giving us complex root. It's giving us complex root. Can you put that on your calculator to see what I'm talking about? It's giving you I.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. Can you put it
Please,
on your calculator?
sir, is madam.
Madam, I'm listening.
Please, I've sent you a message. Can you
Okay.
check from the client inside?
Okay.
Thank you.
Do I think so. Yes, I think so, yes. Okay. Please, can we move on?
Yes.
But if there is any change during the entries. Yeah, she will be. Yeah. So I'm saying that, guys, I'm saying that you can enter this on a calculator. It's a quadratic. You see, the moment you see x squared, it's a quadratic. Now, all quadratic equations or expressions are in a form ax squared plus like something something x squared plus something something x, like the power now reduces to 1, then plus like a number without any of the variable, okay, equals 0. So all quadratics must portray this format. So since here is 2x squared, it's going to be 2x squared. Now you can see there is no x component, meaning 0x, then plus the constant is 5 here equals 0. You can enter it on the calculator. Mode 5-3. I believe you are all familiar with that, right? Mode 5-3.
Yes.
So when you enter 2 equal to stand for the a, which is the coefficient of x squared. The next one is coefficient of x, so that would be 0 because the x factor is not there, so 0. Then the next one is what? 5. Okay, as constant equal to, you see, it's giving you I, complex root. You can check the two. So meaning
Yes.
there is no value. There is no value. This is not a real number. Do you understand that? So there is no real number. Look, it's giving you I, which means there is no real number. That means there is no possible number in the world, okay, like real number that will affect your fraction. Like when there is no possible number when you put it in this fraction, it will not give you a result. Like it will be popping up as mass error. Okay, there is no number like that. There is no number like that. Well, if you want us to solve it manually too, you having 2x squared, you can push the 5 across the equal sign, right?
Yes.
And yes, you can. You do registration if any changes. That is what will happen. I'm sorry. Happen. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, right. So 2x squared is equal to across the equal sign. So -5. This is what's going to happen. So now you're looking for s squared. So definitely you divide by 2. You divide by 2. So you see it cancels out. It cancels out. So at the end of the day, sorry for the distractions. I apologize. It's equal to -5/2. What is happening? Ajua, you need x. So you take the square root, so it cancels. Yet you take the square root. In fact, I made a mistake where I was supposed to repeat the step. It's not right to do that. So x squared. So x squared is equal to -5/2. You take the square root, then you take what to the square root. This one cancels that. So x is equal to what? This is where, you see, I said the square root of negative numbers does not exist, right? So the solution, the answer for this will be what? Undefined. This is what you do. I believe
Yeah.
you know this symbol very well, right? The dumbbell shape. Undefined. Undefined. So did you get a number? You didn't get any number.
Yeah.
Yes, you didn't get any number. So now what is our domain? So let's come. If you're wondering what your domain is, simply write domain. Yeah, domain. Don't force it. Just flow. It will come. Domain is equal to is what? They said the domain of this rational function. So yeah, open curly bracket, each of x, right? Yeah, is such that, or should I use x? I'm coming. I want to erase. All right. Yeah, don't force it. So h is, oops, h is such that, sorry, x, yeah, x is such that, x is such that x is equal to, oh, sorry, x belongs to, x is such that x belongs to all real numbers, except what? There is no number, so there is no exception. So you're trying to say that any number you can think of, if you put it in this fraction, it will give you an answer. There is no answer. If when we set this to 0, we figured that like x was equal to a number, then you write except that number. Please, does it make sense now?
Please, can you repeat the last thing you said?
The domain.
Yes.
Yeah, so what it means is that any number you can think of, you can just sit there and be guessing of numbers. We'll put it in this fraction and it will give us an answer. Once it's not giving me math error and it's producing a value, it can be a decimal, it can be a recurring decimal, it can be a non-terminating decimal, okay? It can be a negative value, it can be a fraction. Once you put any number in there, it will give you an answer. Okay, it will give you an answer. You see, the purpose of writing domain is sometimes you know that when the denominator turns 0, okay, any fraction with a denominator being 0, it's not plausible. You know it. So sometimes to find domain, you try to set the denominator to 0 to see if it will give you a number. If it gives you a number, that means that that very number, if you put it in a fraction, it like the whole thing will be giving you math error. It's like meaning it's undefined. Your calculator will tell you math error. If you like go back to your previous example, in your previous example, I gave you a particular question which you have. Now that question you might be having, you notice that when you set the denominator to 0, it gave you a certain value. I'm sure you are reviewing some past example, right? You can go there and we talk about that. Yeah, yeah. You can go there and we talk about that. You see, when you set the denominator to 0 and you calculated, you had an answer. That answer, when you put it in a fraction, the calculator will not solve. That means if you even try to solve, it's not solvable. That's if it's grammatically right. I would mean it cannot be solved. So that means if you are being asked of domain, you tell the one marking that, oh, the domain of this is any number in the world. When you put in the question, it will yield an answer with the exception of that very number. So back at this, what is the domain of this? To start, I have to set the denominator to 0 to see if it can give you a number. Assuming x at the end of the day was equal to 2, was equal to 2. That means when you put 2 in a fraction, it cannot be solved. It cannot be solved, but x wasn't equal to 2. But assuming, let's say x was equal to 2, meaning when you put 2 in a fraction, that will be 3 into bracket 2 all over 3 all over 2 into bracket 2 all square plus 5. It cannot be solved. It will give you math error. It cannot be solved. So such cases, if you are being asked of the domain, tell the examiner, oh, the domain of x, the function h of x is what? X is such that any number you can think of in the world, if you put it for x, it will give you an answer, with the exception of 2. Please, you understand me?
Yes.
All right. So that is it. If you like, the questions I gave you, we can try one more. Should we? We can try.
Okay.
Yeah, we can try. The same assignment I gave you. So the same assignment I gave you, pick one of the question numbers and let's solve one of them. Okay, we can look at we can look at the eye. It looks easy. Let's look at the eye because I want you to use it to buttress the point. F of x is equal to 2x all over x plus 2. If you're wondering, it's the same preamble. Determine the domain of each rational function, and there's a rational function. Yeah. So, yeah. So to find the domain, we first of all have to what? Set the denominator towards 0. So solution. Yeah. Let's set the denominator to 0. So it will be x plus 2 is equal to what? 0. Right? Yeah. So x is equal to minus what? 2. Right? X is equal to minus 2. Can we move on? Yeah, we had x equals minus 2. Before I move on, can you take your calculator and do something? What this means is, wherever you see x, put 2 there. So make it 2x, that means negative 2. Sorry, wherever you see x, put minus 2 there. Okay, all over. The down to what will happen? Wherever you see x, put minus 2 there. So plus what? Plus 2. Check something. The top will be minus 4. All over. The down will be minus 2 plus 2, which is 0. Any fraction with 0 as its denominator is undefined. Try it. Do you agree with me, please? So what this means is any number in the world you put in this fraction, oh, it will give you an answer. If you like, think of any number in the world, when you put it in this, it will give you an answer. Please take your calculators. Take your calculators now, okay? Start with over sign. Start with the over sign, okay? Have you done it? Start with the over sign. I want to show you one particular way to put in your function. Yeah, start with an over sign. Now type 2x. X is on one of the keys. X is on the bracket key. There's a bracket key there. X is there. That bracket key on top is X, but it looks red. It's red. So to be able to press red, use the assistive key alpha. This alpha. Alpha. There is a key on top called alpha. Okay, on top called alpha. So press on alpha. Sorry. I'll press on alpha, then you press the bracket and you get to X. Come down. So use your cursor to come down. Come down. Now X plus 2. So press alpha. Alpha again. Then press bracket. You get X. Okay. Then plus what? 2. Then either then you press calculate. Calculate is here. One of the key. It's written on a CA. It's just beneath shift also. It's CALC. CALC. Calculate. Press it. Now what this will do is that think of any number. Think of any number. If you think of 5, the calculator will substitute 5 to wherever it sees X. Okay. So guys, it's asking what should I use for X? Press 5. Press 5. Then press equal to. It will give you an answer. You see, when you press equal to, what are you getting? Let me confirm if you are following. When you press equal to, what are you getting?
10 over 7.
10 over 7. Yeah. 10 over 7. Press the same calculate again. Don't press anything. Go and press calculate. CALC. Go and press it. And so actually, what should I use for x? Think of any number. Let's think of a weird number. Negative 5,400 over. Press the over sign. The over sign will come as this. It's showing on your screen. It means over. Okay. Negative 5,400 over 27. Press it. Do that. Negative 5,400 over 27. Press equal to. It will give you an answer. Has it not giving you an answer? It has. Whatever it is, it's a real number. It's a number. Okay, it's a number. But guys, press calculate. Press calculate. CALC. Put in the number we had when we set the denominator to 0. Put in -2. -2. Put in -2. Then press equal to. Press equal to. Oh, what happened? I think I made a mistake with mine. But what did you get? 2. Math error. But let me confirm. Yeah. -2. Math error. It cannot solve. That's what it means. Okay. So a case like this, if you ask of domain, so we just write domain of f of x or domain of f. Domain of f is equal to x is such that x belongs to any number in the world. That's what we use real number. Okay, except x is equal to -2. Then you close the curly bracket. Let me wipe the side off. Yeah, -2. Then you close the curly bracket. Please, was there any other question?
No.
Okay. So let me take this opportunity to just go through your solution to see if you were doing the right thing. And we move on to today's one. It was just 3 questions here. So, Joa, let me start with you.
So my presentation was very
Bad.
it was bad.
Bad. Yeah, I can see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why were you lying down when you were solving the work?
I
Yeah.
I wrote questions, right? And I left spaces to solve it, but then I didn't leave enough spaces.
Okay, let me try.
And yeah.
Elective math. Where is this? Okay. Elective math. Please hold on. Let me mount my machine so that my hand will be free. I believe you can see me. Yeah, so determine the domain. So we looked at the domain. The first one is green. The second one. The third one. Oh, but you should have continued. I'm looking at your solution, so be there. So I believe the h of x, you've seen your error.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, there x squared equals -5/2. In algebra, you know that when you have a squared and you want to take away, use the square root. Just flow. Whatever that should appear, let it appear. Don't force it. So you should have continued. And you see that you get undefined. Undefined is not a number. So just write domain equals x is such that domain of each equals s is such that x belongs to all real numbers. Yeah, that's all. Okay. So that was the issue. Then here to what was the question? All about I anticipate there will be a problem with your number 2. No, is it number 2? Ivan. You wrote the question wrongly. See, is if you see, is if. Range. Guys, there was no Ivy. There is
There
this
was no
question.
idea.
If there is this question, then you write it down, you do it. Like, is this f of x? So Ivy. This f of x is equal to, do it while or you can write it down, 2x over root of 2x minus 3. Yeah. Now let's go to range. I do range, yeah.
Wait, did you say 2x over square root of 2 over 3? 2 minus
Root
3.
of 2x minus 3. Yeah.
We've done it.
Really? No,
That's
what
the
I
Ivy.
did with you was square root of x minus 3.
Mm. Is I'm confused. Can you like repeat it again?
No, this was to be part of your assignment, but it looks like it's either I did not give it to you or I gave it to you, but you didn't do it.
No, I did it.
Okay, because I don't see it in your solution.
No, is there is the last one because I canceled this and I did it again.
Oh, right, true. I've seen it. Mm, okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yes. Mm, yeah. Oh, Ajua, well done, well done. It was well solved. Right. Now,
Thank you.
at the range. Yeah, you're welcome. The range. Range. So the range start from number 3. I don't know what. What was the question? No, I did this 1/2. Okay. If f of x is this, find the range if the domain. If the domain is this. I'm coming. Six. That's correct. And the next question, find the definition. Finally define on a set of. All right. So it's class 3 all over x class 1. Find the range. Mhm. Mhm. So the one xy plus 2y equals 2x plus 3. Yeah, yeah, y equals. Hmm. Ajua, look at something. Y minus 2. Let me highlight it for you. This y minus 2 equals 0. Y will be equal to what?
Oh, 2.
Good. So there is a you have to check that. So correct it in your book. Range of f of x Because y said that y belongs to r. I said y. Yep, yeah, that's true. And then who? I think that is all. Let me check that. So all good. Yeah, let me check. Grace, right? Grace. Elective math. I saw your assignment very early. Grace, you do your assignments on time. It's good. Determine the domain of irrational function. Okay. And this one. Yeah. Yes. So Grace, you too, I'm sure when I was correcting a Joe about the h of x, if you learned it right.
Yes, sir.
So you should have continued. Don't be too hard on yourself. Just flow with what you've been taught and you'll be fine. All right. So here to yeah. Yes. 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 Yeah. Then let's look at range. That's true. Okay. So watch closely. Ajua, you saw what I was talking about. Y minus 2 equals 0. So Grace did the right thing here. Y is equal to 2. Assuming Grace had written y equals 0, this is how those marking is able to detect that there was exam collusion. You guys copied. So all the time, go through your solution, Mm. Yeah, but she did the right thing, meaning she knows what she's up to. Guys, you did a great job. You did a great job. All good. Today, let's move on to what we are having today. So the next thing is today I'm gonna teach you. Let me see what I have to teach you. We are looking at the values of x, which makes a rational function undefined. Okay, this one you should know. You should know. Let's see. Oh my God, I closed it. Please. Yeah. Oops. Okay. Mhm. Mhm. So this is what we are doing. Finding so write it down, finding the values of x, which makes a rational function defined. No, undefined. My people, this thing I don't have to talk much. You know it. What makes a fraction undefined? A rational function it's no new word. Okay, I told you rational functions is any function that can be represented in what a fractional form, so it can be p of x over what k of x. I told you that. Now what makes come in, so it's a function f of x. What makes a fraction undefined or not plausible? What makes a fraction undefined? For any typical fraction, A over B. What makes it not defined? What will give you math error if you are to put it on a calculator? That's my question. We know it. Trust me. Oh, you know, I mean, in my other illustration, I explained.
When it's in a square root.
Come again?
When it's in a square root.
No. We are not talking, you are saying when it's in a square. So you mean if Madam tested me. Please hold on. Yeah. So I'm coming. So let me, you are saying when it's in a square root. So you're trying to tell me that you are trying to tell me that if I do this, they are in a square root. You are saying this is only fine. Put it on the calculator to see. It's solvable. Like it's still, it doesn't give you matter.
So I have to try.
Yeah, go ahead.
When it's negative inside the square root.
When there is a negative, anything you say, you can put up an example. The square root of negative, let's see, 25 over 5. Over 5. Oh, I'm coming. Yeah, negative 25 over. Oh, yeah, this one is true. Yeah. This one is true. It's only fine. Yeah. But it's not always the case, because how about this? Negative 25 over negative 5. How about this? It's solvable now. Because the negative will cancel. So I get square root of 25 over 5, which is 5. Root of 5. It's solvable. So it's not always the case. So it's not always the case. That's why in the previous example, I didn't tell you anything about square root 2. But when the question, I taught you a general thing. And you knew the concept about square root. So when I give you a question about square root, you use a general thing to solve, and then you considered square root of negative numbers too. So that's what I'm going to teach you. Generally, for fractions, a fraction will tend to be undefined when like the denominator is 0. Come on, just think of any number. 29. The moment you divide by 0 is undefined. Any fraction with the denominator 0 is undefined. Like it cannot be solved. You just do it. 29 over 0 is math error. So any fraction you can think of, make sure the denominator is not 0. Because the moment it's 0, it cannot be solved. It's undefined. That's the word we use. All right. So we can extrapolate the idea into all the questions I will give you. When I give you a question and I ask you find the values that makes it undefined, like change the denominator to 0, like equate it to 0. Yeah, equate it to 0. It will give you a number, meaning that number, if you substitute for x, the whole base will be 0 and it will be undefined. So that number is stubborn. That number will make it undefined. But that number, when you put, we are dealing with functions. So I will give you an expression with x or y or any variable. So set it to 0, because you know when the whole base is 0, it's undefined. When you set it to 0, it will give you a value for the variable. A value for the variable. So that means that value, when you attempt to put it in that fraction, it will make the whole base to be 0, and the fraction cannot be solved. I can give you an example. So an example is here. Find the values Please, I'm coming. Let me talk to my mom. With questions like that, let's talk to them. Good. So find the values of x, which makes the following functions undefined. Okay, so the first one, f of x is equal to 1 over x plus 3. Okay, then let me clean. Then I g of x is equal to x plus 2 all over x, sorry, x minus 2 x plus 2. Please, are you writing?
Yeah.
Then the next one. Okay, I have two questions. There is one more, but you when I'm done. Let me know if I should start. I'll start with one, then you do the other.
Says that.
Okay. So solution. So it says find the values of x, which makes the following functions undefined. These functions looks like fractions. So, and I know for a fraction to be undefined, I have to do what? Set the denominator to what? 0. So x, so you can write the function, yeah, the function, you can write the function is undefined when x plus 3 is equal to 0. Yeah, then it's all. X is equal to what? -3. And this one is very easy. Do the I. It's already factorized for you. So do it and talk to me. I'm writing another question for you. No, this one is a whole new question. Yeah, fine. Fine. The value. See, the correction I gave you guys, I believe you've done it in your book.
Yes.
Okay. The values of x, which makes the function h of x because 1 over x squared plus 3x plus 2 not defined. So your main goal shouldn't be, oh, this one, say was solving by just equating the basic constant, then he just found the answer and that is it. Understand what it means. You are looking for the values for that x in a fraction that will make the whole fraction undefined. Undefined, what does it mean? So you tell your sister or whoever is asking that for the fraction to be undefined, what it means is that when you substitute one particular number in the fraction, it doesn't yield a result. It cannot be solved. It cannot be solved. So now per the question, what number when you substitute in the fraction will make it undefined? What number? So you see, you have to sit down and be thinking, do try and error, and it will waste your time. That is where this concept comes in, that you know that every fraction, and when the base is 0, that is it. So just take the base, equate it to 0. It will yield a value for the variable. That is that number. That is that number. You would have done try and error to land on. That is that number. You, if you like, put that number in a fraction. You see that it will give you math error. So simple. Yeah. I'm waiting, please. Yeah, so number 2. No, send me a picture. Okay, it's fine. Go ahead. Go ahead.
X is equal to 2 and x is equal to -2.
Yeah, that's right. But how did you, so I believe you wrote something. The function is undefined when
Yeah.
bracket equals 0, right? Do the next one. Mm. I'm waiting. Ah, Princess, you do elective math and you are now joining. What happened?
My phone was dying, so I had to download and then make sure everything was okay because I wasn't on Zoom.
So you are in a class.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, but you could have even joined on a laptop. Since you are alone, like this one, we even didn't think of that. This one, you could have just taken the laptop, okay? Then you join with the laptop and you'll be watching from the laptop. Because I bought a bundle specifically for that.
Okay.
But well, I'm recording it, so I'll upload it by the close of the day. Yeah. Mm. Oh no. Guys, I'm waiting on. Find that. This one, take a shot and send me.
Okay. Say we are done.
I'm sorry, I'm back. Let me check Ajua. So you put the denominator. Oh, it's a quadratic. All right. So you have to factorize. Oh, I have a call. Oh man, my people, I'm coming. Yeah, so let me go through your solution. Yeah, I saw Anjua's work. But let me ask, is any of you having an issue with solving quadratics, solving quadratics? It's even a topic I will do in Comat. If any of you have a problem with that, you can just come out. Yeah. That's true. That's true. Ajua is right. Let me check Grace. Your solution will tell. Ajua, what did you get? Is it -2, -1? Yeah,
Yes, sir.
right. Okay, so to solve, oh, sorry. So, yeah, so to solve, you equate solution. So to solve, you equate to the denominator, which is x squared plus 3x plus 2 equals 0. Okay. Then now because this is a quadratic, the methods used to solve quadratic equations. So one is by factorizing, another is by completing the squares, another is by solving using a formula, another way is by solving using graph. We'll discuss that in core mathematics. It's a topic I will treat. But for now, we'll factorize. And to factorize, you multiply the coefficient of x squared to the constant c. Okay, so the coefficient of x squared is 1. So 1 times the c is 2. The constant is 2, which will give you 2. Then, so again, to start, you multiply the coefficient of x squared to c. This is Jota work. You get 2. Now, you look for numbers when you add and subtract, it will give you 2. No. You look for numbers when you multiply, it will give you 2. Okay. In other words, factors of 2. So we know that 1 times 2 will give you 2. All the time, consider their negatives and positives. So, like, make sure in your factors you have a negative. So how will I do that? So negative 1 times. If I do negative 1 times 2, it will be negative 2. We need numbers when you multiply it to be positive 2. So it will be wise to negate both sides so that it will be positive 2. These are the only numbers when you multiply, it will give you 2. Now, which of them, when you put plus in between, will give you the coefficient of x, which is 3? So, of course, it's the first one. Was minus 1 plus minus 2 will give you minus 1 minus 2, which is minus 3. We need what will give you 3. Okay, so it's 1 and 2. So in place of that, you have x squared plus. In place of that 3x, you put 1. Then you attach x to it. Then you put the plus 2 there to you attach x to it. Then plus 2 equals 0. Then you group them in brackets. You group the side 2 in brackets equals 0. Now you factor what is common among them out. So x, when x comes here, cancels 1. When x comes here, cancel itself, so it leaves 1 within. It divides itself 1 time. Okay, yet you factor 2 out, it cancels itself in, and you'll be left with x within, then 2 into 2 is 1. If you do it properly, what is in the bracket will be the same. So you just group what is outside out, x plus 2 out. Then what is inside is common. So you just choose 1, x plus 1 equals what? 0. So x plus 2 equals 0. X is equal to minus 2. X plus 1 equals 0. Princess, it's quite unfortunate you joined late, but I believe you are catching up.
Yes.
I'm happy. So minus. Let's say that the function is undefined for x equals minus 2 or minus 1. So what this means is that any number in the world, if you put it in the fraction to give you an answer, with the exception of minus 2 and minus 1, that one, if you put it there, it will give you math error. If you like, you can try. All right, so that is it. Guys, let's move on. What we coming to do right now, please, when you are tired, let me know, okay? But I'll close you soon. We have a lot to do. Zeros. What we have to do right now is zeros of rational functions. This is what we come to do right now. Zeros of rational functions. Okay. Zeros. I believe you all know what zeros are. Zeros of rational functions. So, like, they can give you a rational function, like, let's say, like what we were just solving. They can give you this function, h of x, okay, equals this, and they will ask you to find the zeros of this. When we tell you find the zeros of this, what it means is that equate the whole function to 0. This is not just the denominator. 0 means equate the whole functions to 0. Like, we just want to know the answers to the root. So just equate the whole functions to 0. Okay. If we ask you to find the zeros of a function, equate it to what? 0. We're going to put that into practice. We're going to put that into practice. So if, so one, if f of x is equal to x squared plus 2x minus 8 all over x plus 4 is 4. H. Find the zeros of f of x. Yeah. So finish writing and let's talk about it. Let me know when you are done writing, guys.
Yes, we are done. Sir, sir, please, are you talking to us?
Hey, so all this while I was muted, I was just speaking into the air. Oh, I'm so sorry. So to find the zeros, I said you equate the function, the whole function to 0. Do you understand? So you have x squared plus 2x minus 8 all over x plus 4 equals 0. Equals 0. You equate it to 0. Yep. Now when you do that, now you cross multiply. So 2x plus 2x squared plus 2x minus 8 will multiply 1. And you end up getting the same thing, x squared plus 2x minus 8. 1 times that is the same thing. Equals x plus 4, you multiply into 0, you get 0. Good. Yeah. Then now at this juncture, because it's a quadratic, there is a square. You have to solve using the principles or methods used to solve quadratic equations. Okay, so here, how would we do that? You multiply the coefficient of x squared to the c, the constant. So that'll be 1 times minus 1 times what? 1 times, that'll be 1. That'll be 1 times minus 8, which is what? Minus 8. Now you have to look for numbers when you multiply, you get minus 8. So 1 time, all the times start with 1. So 1 times minus 8 will give you minus 8. Remember to include negatives. So another way is -1 times 8. Because if you introduce a negative here, remember negative times negative will be positive. So -1 times -8 will give you +8. But you need two numbers when you multiply, you get -8. So this one will not come. Okay. It doesn't have to look the same. You see here, the negative was for the 8. Here, the negative was for the 1. Then you come to another number, unless you have exhausted everything. Make sure you exhaust everything, because the one you exclude what will be your factor. What's wrong with my screen? Oops. Oh. Okay. Can you see my screen, please?
Yes, please.
Okay. Screen is, I don't know, it's shaking for no reason. Okay. Right. Let's move to 2. 2 times 2, 4, 8, but we need -8, so maybe 2 times -4, and also you interchange it -2 times 4. I think that's what, because 3 cannot be divisible. Yeah, so that is it. So these are the factors I've written on. Which of them, when you put plus in between, you'll get a coefficient of x, which of them, when you put plus in between, you get 2, +2, +2. Is the last one? You can check. Yeah, -2 plus 4 is what? 2. Why is my screen behaving like this? Let me think of that challenge. Yeah, so yeah, so +2. Yeah, so it's the last one. So in place of this, you have x squared plus, in place of 2x, you put -2 and then 4, -2. Then remember to add, so plus -2 is the same as -2. Okay. So -2. So x squared minus what's 2. Add the x plus 4. Add the x minus 8 for 0. Group like terms. So x squared minus 2x, group it, plus bracket, oh my screen, 4x minus. Do you see it shaking like that? Or it's just at my end? Do you see anything going on my screen? Not like me writing, but something is an issue with the screen. I don't know if you can see that.
No.
It's just at my end. Why are you doing that? Okay. Yeah, so after grouping like terms, you factorize x out. What are you getting? You have x minus 2 plus, yeah, you have to bring 4 out. You have x minus 4 to 8. You see, if you do it well, what is in the bracket will be the same. So you can pick one. So let's group what is outside out. X plus 4. Let's group what is inside in. This is the same, so choose one. So now you have x plus 4 equals 0. X is equal to -4. You have x minus 2 equals 0. X is equal to 2. Yeah. So after every solution, conclude. So hence 2 and minus 4 are the zeros of f of x. Roger that. Yeah. Yes. So that is it. Any question, please?
Please, we are tired.
Oops. Okay. Let me. All right. But do you understand this?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna send you some assignments talking about zeros. So then you try that on your own. So we're gonna have a meeting tomorrow. Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Let me end the meeting. How
So
do
you
I?
send assignment to the group.
I'll put it on the page, so don't worry. I'm about ending the meeting.
Okay.
Let me stop the recording first.